Hello, everybody. Good evening. Dr. Rao here. Very hot day here in Iowa for a change. So we are enjoying the summer, but it is very sweaty and very humid. Um, we are not used to this that much because it's always cold, right? So, but I thought I will take a break from that and then come and talk with my friends a little bit. So, welcome everybody on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, and here on Noomvibe too. So, I've been working on a couple of Zoom calls today, and this is the proactive wellness is something that everybody shows a lot of interest, but how much they are doing, that's what I want to accountable for. And I start with the uh, basic things that we do. We eat, we do some kind of movement, exercise, and all that, and we rest and go to sleep, and we also try to calm our mind. These are the four pillars that I always highlight and make sure that we are comprehensively taking care of them. So when you eat properly. What are the content that you eat, and how do you eat? Sit down and chewing them and relishing them, and also how you eat when you're hungry, and how you balance all the major nutrients and micronutrients so that you don't need supplements if you pay attention to the food. So that kind of routines are very important. So I go into the details myself. And I'm a consultant dietitian or a nutritionist, but I know a lot about this diet now. Lots of times I teach the nutritionist people too, which is okay. I don't mind learning from them if there's something new come up. But generally, I am not reductionist. I'm more like a holistic way of that's which is palatable, enjoyable, but at the same time vital nutrition that gives us vital energy, right? The food has to have vital energy. So today I was talking about information, and they were talking about the diet of the information, but I went a little deeper into the three gunas of Ayurveda, where activity, hyperactivity is rajas, inertia is tamas, and in between balanced energy is the sattvic, right? So there are foods for sattvic energy that balance your energies. There are foods that make you very lethargic, inertia, that is heavy foods, red meat, potatoes, things like that. Whereas some foods like chilies and some of the spices and onions, they make you run, right? Run because you have a lot of energy too. There are logistics. So you want to select your food according to the energies that you have and what is out of balance or not, based on that, right? So we talked about it. So I go into the deep uh, eating habits, taste habits, and also conditioned by the family, culture. So many factors that come into we don't understand. Unconsciously we kind of develop the habits and then they become a problem later on, right? So that's why I go into the diet with anybody who seeks me for medical anything. I kind of take that responsibility myself. I want to know, after interviewing so many thousands of patients and also considering their diets and then understanding what is a Mediterranean diet, what is a uh, Sattvic diet, what is a American balanced diet. There are so many ways you can order. We go to American restaurant and then we don't order anything meat, but we can order salads, we can order breads that are pretty good. So we have to spend some time with the chef, telling him the limitations we may have, or the things that you would like to taste. Then it will be. They will take time to prepare it for you. You just have to talk to them. Okay, having the and also the chefs appreciate very much when you really tell them how it tasted, how good it was, how light it was, and all that. selection of the oil, selection of combination of how much combination of fresh food you want, how much combination you want to have really cooked food. Actually, the more you cook the food, the more you lose the vitality. And also, suppose you make a very hard dish, just made a pan to plate. If it is done within 45 minutes of it is cooked, that still retains the vitality in it. So you can use that too. Like that, I pay attention for the proactive wellness, the nutritional part of it. Then I'll ask them, are you a couch potato, or are you somebody who does excessive exercise? You know, Usually they will say, "Oh, I'm a couch potato," and they're happy about it. But then I tell them the physiological effects of slowing down your circulation, sitting down, getting the fluid into the feet, lots of things like that, right? I impress upon them the importance of moving. It doesn't have to be an exercise routine, but just get up and move once in a while, like every half an hour, for just move around, or take physical stairs, or corridor walking. Any number of things you can do. That's one other thing I really enjoy, because I kind of interview whoever comes to me for the burnout coaching or something, and I usually ask them, where do you work? How is the place? What are all the descriptions of that? And they tell me, why are you asking us this? Because I want to design a exercise program for you while you are working. So a nurse comes and she says, "Oh, I have to walk one corner of the our ward to other card. It's like 300 feet or something." Then I'll tell her, "What do you do?" Because I have to go there and get the medication open and bring it in. So those kind of things we exaggerate. We tell them do that more often. That way you can have functional fitness incorporated into your daily routine. So that's one way to exercise. But if you have a gym, if you have a routine, if you are swimming or whatever, I encourage that. That's fine. But those people who don't have the time, or who don't have the money to go to those studios or gym or whatever, I kind of incorporated this functional medicine into their work routine, finding opportunities to moving. Okay, just move the body. And of course, when you're resting, obviously you prepare the bed, the ambience, everything, but also you calm down your mind, calm down your body. You take 1.5 to 2 hours to unwind. That is a lot for some people, but some people don't have good sleep at all. So this kind of preparation helps them, and progressively you can cut down the time. Because I took 5 to 10 minutes to unwind my whole body and the mind because of the years of experience. So just like that, I can go out and then sleep, and also really have a very quality sleep. So it's a question of training ourselves. Remember that, if you can train yourself, you can improve your quality of sleep by leaps and miles of that. Okay, and then we obviously, I always talk about how you focus your thinking for the things that you have. Otherwise, you be in the thoughtless awareness. Spend the time in awareness and use the thought sparingly. That's a lot for a lot of people, because they leave it alone, let it go wherever it wants to, and never be aware of the what is the object of a thought. Like, how can I study a thought as an object? That is the one that you want to really start with. Okay. Krishnamurti also says that what you call meditation is more like a self delusion. But if you can really observe your thoughts without any judgment, or without any saying that this is good, that is none of that, then out of that observation, choiceless awareness happens, and then you want to be really landed in that, you know. So anyway, I was spending some time with some of the people, and they had questions about vital diet, and the questions about what is the quality sleep, and about what is this choiceless awareness. We have that already. Choicelessly, we are aware. But we bring thought on that, and we think that is the thought is the one we catch that and go with it, and then we form a network and get caught in that. That's not the effective way to use the thought, because thought has to be directed, organized, and purposeful. And then use the thought, whatever the related to that. And then once you have done with the job, slip back into what you really are, what you choicelessly are, your awareness. Okay. So these are all the things I'm going to talk about on the Saturday anyway. When we celebrate our International Yoga Day, I plan to talk about 5 different yogas briefly and how to incorporate them into our daily lives without really being specific about it. Okay, you get up and then you are aware of the movement of that. Don't engage with it, just be aware, and then you can do that. That is like a understanding your own mind, how it is working out. That's a Raja Yoga. So you can start with that, and then you can go into action, or whatever you do it selflessly. That is becomes your Karma Yoga, actions to do. And then you have reverence to the creative force or something bigger than you, and that is the Bhakti Yoga. And then you kind of understand what the knowledge is, where it is coming from, what is the inside knowledge, what is the outside knowledge. That is the knowledge yoga, which is the Gnana Yoga. You know, and how do I deal with my energy? Am I having the energy preserved at the end of the day, or I feel like spent? I was burnt out. I was kapush. I want to collapse. That is the so you have burnt out, not depleted your energy. Those there's a way to use it properly, and also to regain energy, not to deplete it too much. That is Kriya Yoga. Those 5 yogas we're going to interpret because we do all these things through the day. But how do you understand in yogic way means what is real yoga? Real yoga is your inner essence, is knowing that it's with everything else, rooted in the Brahman, the vast consciousness. So once you realize you are that, then you have a mind, you have a body, you have energy, and you have a love in your heart, you have a knowledge in your mind. These 5 things you manage being that. That is yoga, real yoga. Okay? But we do the routines, and then we do the regular body care, energy care, and thought care, heart care. All these things we do in that particular session. I hope to do. I hope I will do a good job with all these vast subjects, putting them in such a short, simple way. But I'm sure you will appreciate what I'm trying to get at. As I put in slide deck too, so the people who are on the Zoom will get to see them, and then I'm sure they will enjoy that. But it is going to be transmitted on all channels together, like I normally do. Okay. So I came up just to chat with you and see whether you have any questions come up, and we will be happy to engage for a few minutes. If you want to see some aspect of yoga that you want to understand on the International Yoga Day, and or you want to share your experience of it, you're welcome to come on that day and talk to me, or you can send me DMs or something of a question that you have. We'll try to answer as many questions as possible. Okay. But the main focus will be on the routine that I established for myself, and also 20-minute talk. So I will do it in the beginning or end, whatever it is, and then we will do the prayer, we'll do the breathing, we'll do the sun salutations, we'll see the vinyasa, which is a series of poses, and then we calm down, and then do the breathing practices, and then we'll do what is called dead man's pose, which is the relaxation we do after each good yoga session, where your body and mind are both completely relaxed. And that's a very good thing to practice, because that will help you not to be reactive, not to get excited about some things easily, and also really calm yourself in situations where everybody is provoking you, that kind of thing. And it helps with your blood pressure, it helps you to healing of whatever you're having problems with. So that understanding the principles of Shava Yoga or Yoga Nidra helps you to sleep better, and your quality of sleep gets much better as you progress continuously. If you keep your mind whipping all the time and thinking, this is an antidote. Okay, however much you have worked with your mind, at the end of the day, you calm it down. That's good for you and good for a good sleep also. Okay. Generally, what happens with these ancient Indian systems, people are kind of prejudiced about them without them knowing, as though they are the foreign and these things, modern systems are kind of the gold. No, because the modern health system has become more like a reductionist system, so the energy system of ancients is more approved in the now quantum physics, but healthcare system still in the Newtonian mode, reductionist, and that's why it's not relevant. It is not helping people in a holistic way. A human being is not just the body, just the mind, but he's also energy. He's also emotional being. He's also having a lot of thoughts and all that. You got to understand all of them to make somebody better, And lots of times they may be okay till they're told a diagnosis, and after the diagnosis, they really go to pieces, because their fear mechanism, their anxiety mechanism kick in, and that makes them more sick than they actually are. I've seen people who are very normal, but the moment we diagnose something like a cancer of anything, some of the cancers are curable completely nowadays, and some of them can be controlled. So many developments happen in the treatment of cancer. Of some cancers are really very difficult. We don't have many treatments, but they are rare. But general cancers, if you can pick them up early, you can take it out very quickly, and then you can be very aggressive about the treatment with so many things we have, right? But people, the moment they hear the word, they feel that's like a death sentence, and that fear takes over, that kind of thing. So understand that, and then be aware of what is the scientific breakthroughs are, and use them. But also be aware of what kind of holistic treatments ancient wisdom had, and practicing that in a proactive way, you are benefited much more. Okay. Melissa there, and Peter there, and Ronald there. So any of you guys want to come up? You're unless you are busy, maybe you're working. I found the time right there here. Another 50 minutes, I have another meeting anyway, so I'll be going there. Yeah, Peter. I've talked to Peter a couple of days probably.
That's exactly why I came, because I haven't talked to you in a couple of days.
How are you, Peter?
Namaste. Namaste.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about the 21st.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm too. I think this is going to give them a perspective of how not to spend any money, but just to understand and practice them.
yeah, and I think like, to demystify it a little bit too, because I
Yeah,
still think people have
that's all. That's all.
misconceptions
And a lot of people are doing them too, but then having this perspective enhances whatever they are doing.
right,
So
right.
suppose somebody has only hatha yoga, then I'm going to bring in Yagnavalka's hatha yoga pradipika, which is a major text, But if you understand that, you will be what are called kleshas. Kleshas are difficult states of mind that we kind of harbor, and we suffer because of them.
Mm,
The first one is called avidya. you don't know who you are. You think you are the body and you are the mind, but not. They are your tools. And then once you understand who you are, then all the difficulties in the body, all the difficulties in the mind are treatable, are amenable, are under your control. So that is the empowering thing.
Yeah, yeah, that really is for me.
Yeah,
That's the first most important step, I think for me,
yeah,
coming to that realization.
yeah. No, you
Yeah.
see, everybody, see, we are basically in the ignorance of who we are.
Mm,
And to
yeah.
start with that and say, I know who I am, that is kind of missing the point. But if you say, really, yeah, who am I?
Who am I? Who
That's
am
a
I?
question you have to keep in your mind for weeks and months and all that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful question with an
Yeah,
even more beautiful answer. It
yeah,
really is.
yeah. Once you have that sensation, then what happens is you will see you do have an ego, and that's not you.
Mm,
That's the second thing. On the other hand, you are ignorant and you develop a ego, and that ego develops the third klesha, which is raga, attraction to things outside, right? All the development of friendships or relationships, all of them also come under raga, attraction. Yeah, that's okay. We will do that. And then the problem is because you are attracted to it, when it is gone or when it is damaged or whatever, you have the dvesha, aversion.
mm. So
Everything connected to that. You see, when don't know who we are, we develop this asmita, which is the ego, and that kind of takes attraction to things, and that gets threatened when they are not there. All these four. And the last one is instinctual. I am afraid of the death.
mm,
I don't know what it is, but moment I'm threatened or I take a bus or a bridge, and then that's a carousel collapse. You have that's instinctual, right? There's
yeah.
something certain that is called abhinivesha. So the intellectuals are what? The lack of knowledge and also the egoistic development. Okay, and then the emotional are attraction to some things and also losing them. That's one. And then,
Attachments too.
yeah, attachments. Instinctual is that fear of death or
Mm,
fear of loss or whatever. So I'm going to expose that a little bit. So what happens is you go much deeper into yourself, by yourself, and then realize the things that are you don't need to, and it's kind of a freedom.
right, right.
Yeah,
And I think taking time to understand it,
yeah,
it's not going to happen overnight, but just enjoy the process, enjoy
yeah,
being in the moment, so, and have an open mind. I think that's the
yeah.
biggest thing.
That's the problem because the open mind is not there because we have so many layers of unnecessary beliefs and all that,
Yeah,
conceptions.
yeah,
Once you don't have them, you are like a childlike mind. You can understand these things very easily.
yeah.
That's what yoga tries to do, tries to make your unwind all the layers that you have built upon by your own, uh, unconsciousness of what is what. Yeah, I'm excited about that, Peter. Let's see how that goes. So I prepared a slide deck so that the people on the Zoom can go with me on the screen and then look at those, and then that will be more illustrious for them. And I'm trying to connect the Zoom to other channels too, so they can all see that also. Hopefully, I can do that. Then otherwise, people, all my friends will get the Zoom session, like Peter, Melissa, Janet, and Havel, Mabel, and people like that, who are interested in me, who don't think that I'm crazy. Zoom, I usually send it to people I know, and the rest of the channels are free for everybody. Clubhouse, New Vibe, and also Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. These are channels I broadcast usually, and also Instagram. Okay, all this. But they will be on the video with the Instagram, with the Facebook, with the LinkedIn, and with YouTube, and also the Zoom. and audio Clubhouse, and then Mumbai. Okay, so this way I can expose whatever I'm talking to many people. Okay, thank you. Anybody else wants to come up before I close this room for now? Uh, I just want to introduce the Saturday program again. I just want people to get benefited from the program so that they will incorporate some of these routines that they may not be paying attention to. And for example, think a lot and you're doing stuff, or do you pay attention to the stuff so that you think minimal? That itself saves you a lot of energy, and also you get your things done. Usually people do something is rewarding, something is not punishing them, they pay attention. But this paying attention to from small things to big things, that's a very very important thing, because the more attention you pay for each small thing, the attention gets solidified and you be more attentive even for the big things also. So that's the way. But lately that attention is being grabbed by other people. So I want you to be careful about that and not. So this is the part of the proactive wellness movement where your own faculties of the body, mind, emotion, whatever, how best you can use if you only you are attentive about it. Okay. So thank you, and I will see you again probably sometime couple of days also, and then I will do the Saturday morning. I'm really excited about the program because the good we can do to people if only they grasp some of the truths and apply them in their life. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.